Chair Shot Reality, we are back and we are now in full gear for WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania here on CSR. If you haven't heard on social media, let me tell you, our annual Chair Shot Reality WrestleMania Day pre-party will be Sunday, April 2nd, 1 to 3 p.m. in the afternoon at Wing Shack Sports Bar in Orlando, just 6 miles from the stadium, and our special guest will be none other than DX member, Badass Billy Gunn. The first hour, you can do a meet and greet with Billy, just $10 to get a picture or autograph with him. If you've been to any kind of wrestling convention, you know that's a deal. And then the second hour, as we normally do, Josh and myself will host a great Q&A with Billy Gunn. We're also going to be raffling off a pair of SmackDown Live tickets for that week's SmackDown, courtesy of Ticket King. There'll be drink specials. We'll be playing CSR. We'll be doing some social media videos. It's going to be phenomenal. Talking phenomenal, well, he's kind of phenomenal. He is the CSR co-host from down in Florida. He is Mr. Josh Eisenberg. Josh, how are you?
Oh, you didn't know? That is a great you didn't know, by the way. And you know it, Justin. It's the road to WrestleMania, and I'm excited for Orlando!
You just channeled your New Day. I love it. All right, Josh, let's talk about the world title pictures. Let's first go with the Universal title picture. Not too much of a surprise. Goldberg beats Kevin Owens in just about 20 seconds. You called it basically down to the T when you were on my audio podcast last week. I had presented the idea of obviously that Goldberg has to win quickly, probably because of Jericho, and you got it down perfectly with just the Jericho appearance. What's your thoughts about how they executed this victory?
This was the only way that they could really execute it because they know the limitations of Bill Goldberg, and you can't have Kevin Owens go longer than Brock Lesnar did at Survivor Series. Right. Everybody knew that this was going to happen, Justin. Everybody knew, so I don't understand why people are getting so upset. Well, man, only 22 seconds for Kevin Owens. Well, it's not like Kevin Owens went after Goldberg and wasn't able to fight. He was distracted, 2 quick moves, that's it, Goldberg's champion. The real question that I have, and I think a lot of people are having, is there's absolutely no chance in hell that this match between Goldberg and Brock Lesnar ends WrestleMania, is there?
That's a great question. I would seem to say.
I've gotten you. I got the cat got your tongue. Well, you didn't expect me to fire out.
That wasn't on our run. I'm trying to prepare for it. Right now I would say yeah, because I don't know. It's hard. Looking at the rest of the card, it's hard to figure. Okay, what else is going to end it? I mean, obviously the other title match, which we'll talk about in a minute, could, but the status that Goldberg and Lesnar have, and I am kind of assuming that there's going to be a title change here. I just kind of see that ending the show. Now, again, maybe, we've seen swerves at WrestleMania. We've seen swerves in the case of Money in the Bank. I've said it over and over. I'm holding true that I still think this is all a big ploy to get the stock as high as possible in this title, and I think a guy like Braun Strowman is primed to take that title. I kept saying maybe the next night at Raw, but maybe Brock Lesnar dominates Goldberg, and they get on the mic right then and there, and Paul Heyman, talks about him being a conqueror, and maybe Braun Strowman, because right now we don't have anything for Braun Strowman that we're really aware of for WrestleMania, so I'm still not ready to say that this title match with these two participants, won't end Mania.
Well, and the thing is, they have such a big, huge name, and I think I related to the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania 31. It was a physical match. It was a good match. It was longer. It was about 12 minutes or 15 minutes until Seth Rollins came out. But even that match felt really short. Just consider Goldberg has competed for 2 minutes of in-ring competition. I mean, do you think that Goldberg can last more than, say, 10 minutes? I'm not sure if he can.
Well, I don't know about 10 minutes, but I mean, there is a way to put this match together to get more time out of it. I mean, you could have a case where the bell rings and Goldberg tries to go again for a quick spear. Lesnar moves and Goldberg, hits into the turnbuckle, and then Lesnar tries to again wrap him for Suplex City, but Goldberg's able to to slide out of the ring. I mean, there's ways now. I mean, obviously, logically, something like that should happen. Logically. They know each other so well, so they should be ducking, dodging, reversing each other's patented moves to give a little bit more. I mean, this should be the longest match basically between the two that we've seen recently.
And I agree.
I don't count the one from 12 years ago.
Well, and I also will say this, Justin. I think Monday night was the perfect way to reestablish Brock Lesnar. We've seen him time and 3 times. Or 2 times really, get beaten down by Goldberg. You finally gave him some offense. I think you need to give him some offense the next time they meet. I don't necessarily know if you need to see Goldberg really get the upper hand because he's had the upper hand since November.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was much needed for Brock Lesnar to get one up on Goldberg this past week. Let's switch over to the blue brand with the WWE Championship. At the end of January, Randy Orton was the #1 contender. And then there's a whole lot of questions, and now we're back to we're in early March, coming up on mid-March, and once again, Randy Orton's back to being a #1 contender. I mean, what?
Man,
talk about filling a month, huh?
I mean, it was really interesting because I think this is actually a case of WWE not knowing what they want to do. Especially considering, I mean, Luke Harper, as much as you wanted him to be in the main event, as much as I think it made sense at the time to put him in the main event, he would have taken a little bit away from what Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton were trying to accomplish. Now, I'm not saying that he's not deserving of it and he wasn't rushed to it, because he is deserving, but he was rushed to it. Whenever you see what SmackDown has done, here's what I hate about it, because it shouldn't matter if the Royal Rumble winner says he doesn't want to fight. He still has that obligation to do that. And why would you not? Here's the one thing that really frustrated me is you had AJ Styles, you had Randy Orton. I mean, why would you not try to say, well, maybe we'll just have a triple threat match? I mean, for all the people that were so happy Shane came back last year and now they're so pissed off that he's facing AJ Styles, I mean, WWE could have easily thrown AJ Styles in there and made it a triple threat or made a fatal four-way. I'm not sure what their thought process was, but the past couple of weeks, aside from lighting Sister Abigail's spirit in the Capitol on fire, which was theatrical, which was intriguing and dramatic, the rest of the couple of weeks were just meaningless and frustrated people more than it made sense to most people.
Yeah, it certainly kind of is one of those cases where you wonder if that February pay-per-view, it was just a burden to SmackDown's creative team, and they just had to find ways to, create detours, but ultimately. And
I get how they screw over AJ Styles. Like, I get that's what they were trying to do to build that, but there could have been other ways that would be accomplished from Styles to Shane.
Well, I'm going to say that this is my last thing with the Luke Harper. Obviously, the probability has dwindled every week here. I'll give it till this Tuesday in Pittsburgh, and because we didn't see Harper last week, I'll give it till this Tuesday for them to make that happen. And if it doesn't happen this Tuesday, then yes, we're just going to get the one-on-one, which will still be a great match. But I'm giving it till this Tuesday before I give up.
Come on, Justin. You might as well throw Eric Rowan in there and give it a fatal four-way match. Why would they do that now, 3 weeks away?
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. 3 weeks away, it doesn't matter. WrestleMania is already sold out. It doesn't matter.
Is it sold out?
Well, for all intents and purposes. I mean, they sell a bulk of their tickets in November before anybody even knows anything. I mean, it's not, at this point, they can wait to have one more match announced. They can alter this title match. It won't hurt them.
And one last thing that I want to say to you really quick, though. Whenever you looked at SmackDown, you saw him become the #1 contender to end the night. You saw the AJ Styles talking smack with Shane McMahon. That right there sold me on a Shane versus Styles match, and I agree with a lot of the points you made a few weeks back on the show. This could be something really good for Styles, and he's had such a great year already, so he doesn't necessarily need to be in the championship match.
Yeah, it's something different. It's going to provide its own backstory. Josh, you can follow him on Twitter at @Josh4. He's got more coming up this week. He'll have his NXT and 90. Renell and Juice will join me for the rest of the weekend. Don't go anywhere.